All right, this first question, we don't even have to look at the graph or the gizmo. If a distance time graph contains the point 415, what does that tell you about the runner? And I told you here to mention the location and the time of race. So all you have to do is say at blank seconds, the runner was at the blank yard line. That's all you have to say. All right. Here, look at the graph to the right. Notice where the green probe is. If you could see the runner and the stopwatch at this moment, what would you see? Make sure to mention three things: the time on the stopwatch, the location of the runner, and the direction of the runner. So we are going to pay attention to where the red and the green cross, because where the red and the green lines cross, that's what the stopwatch and the runner are doing. So we have to mention three things. The time on the stopwatch. Well, this is 1 second. This is 2 seconds. This is halfway between one second and 2 seconds. So what would the stopwatch say? All right, just give a decimal answer for that. The location of the runner. Well, here's the 20-yard line, and this is a little bit above the 20-yard line. These smaller lines seem to be worth two. So if this is 20, this is 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Halfway between 20 and 22 would be 21, and this is a less than halfway. So we are not quite at 20 yards or 21 yards. So we're somewhere between 20 and 21 yards. So the location of the runner is around the 21-yard line. And then the direction of the runner. Well, this is a downhill line, so that should be a very important clue as far as which direction the runner is going. All right. All right. For this question, look at this image. What must be true about the runner's graph? So this is kind of going the opposite. Here we have to look at here and predict what the graph is going to look like. Make sure to mention where the red and green lines are crossing. We have to give coordinates and whether the red line is going uphill or downhill. Well, the time on the stopwatch is 3.5, and that runner's foot is about at the 25-yard line, halfway between 20 and 30. So for the coordinates, you would give the time on the stopwatch and the distance of the runner. And then we know that because the runner's facing to the right side of the screen, we can tell whether the red line is going uphill or downhill. All right, for this question, the point on the graph that lies on the y-axis, which is the vertical axis, is called the y-intercept. Now, they put this in bold and highlight. They're going to be using this word, so we need to know what that is. What does the y-intercept tell you about the runner? All right, so this very first line, this vertical axis, this is the y-intercept line. Make sure that you have clicked reset. And this first one, because it is at 0 seconds, where this red line is, or this red dot is, this is on the y-intercept. So if I put the y-intercept there, the y-intercept is at the 38 yard line, or 36-yard line at 0 seconds. Let's go ahead and get the green bar out of the way. So by changing where this first point is, we are changing where on the y-intercept it is. All right. So what does the y-intercept tell you? Well, because it's at 0 seconds, they're telling you where the runner is at the beginning of the race. So at 0 seconds, this runner is at the 30-yard line. At 0 seconds, this runner is at the 20-yard line. At the beginning of the race, this runner is at the 10-yard line. Okay, at the beginning of the race, the y-intercept is at 2, so this runner is at the 2-yard line. So what does the y-intercept tell you about the runner? Well, it tells you where the runner is starting the race. Whether or not the runner is starting at the beginning, the starting line, or if you are giving the runner, there we go, if you are giving the runner some sort of head start. So the y-intercept tells you where a runner will start at the race at 0 seconds. Okay, finally, we get to change the number of points. In the gizmo, set the number of points to 3. Do that here. There we go. Now notice I've got a third point, and that means I can make the runner start to really run a different race than what we've been doing before. Okay. For this one, I have changed the numbers so I can give you this example. All right. Set the number of points to 3, then graph a runner who starts at the 30-yard line. So to start the race, okay, I'm going to click reset. This runner is going to start at the 30-yard line. Runs to the 40-yard line. So I'm going to move this to the 40. So this runner will go from the 30-yard line to the 40-yard line. So down here, I should see the runner go start at the 30, run to the 40, and then finish at the 20. So I'm going to finish the race down here at the 20-yard line. So now when I click play, because my y-intercept is at the 30-yard line, this runner is going to start at the 30, run to the 40-yard line. So I'll see the runner go to the 40-yard line, and then I will see the runner scramble backwards. That makes sense because this is a downhill line, a 40-yard line. So just by looking at this graph, I can tell you that the runner is going to run forward and then run backwards, starting at the 30, go to the 40, and at the 20. Let's watch down here to confirm that. 30 to the 40, and then end up at the 20. So what happens down here was easily predictable from based off of what we saw up here. Okay. So we need to take a screenshot. I want to see all of this. You can also use this camera here. Make sure you copy to clipboard and then just paste it in there. Now, if it does something like this and is really big and makes everything move down, I don't care. This actually makes it easy for Mr. Bogdan to see. So, very difficult for Mr. Bogdan to grade, or very easy for Mr. Bogdan to grade. Make it easy for Mr. Bogdan to grade and we'll be fine. I don't care about how much space it takes up. Okay. What is the y-intercept of the graph? We have to give the coordinates. So our time is 0 and our starting point is at the 30-yard line. So your y-intercept is going to be 0, 30 if this was your problem. I'm going to change these numbers for you. All right. All right. At this point, I want you to stop, and we're done with activity A. I want you to stop here and get my approval before moving on. In fact, I'm going to set it up so that we do like activity A on Monday, activity B on Tuesday, activity C on Wednesday, that sort of thing. So all you have to do is get to this point and stop, because this is activity B, which is for another day.